Hello, my name is Richard Gilbert. I am the attorney representing more than 400 delegates in a federal case. These delegates include Romney, Gingrich, and Santorum delegates. Some want to vote for Romney, and I am helping them to do it by trying to unbind them so they may vote their conscience. In a few weeks, every delegate to the convention may be ordered unbound and free to vote their conscience. If the court makes that order, you will be just like the Continental Congress, who drafted the United States Constitution. The only duty you will have is to do what's really in the best interest of the United States of America. The purpose of this video is to share some thoughts with Romney delegates. If you attended the Arizona State Convention, you witnessed a courageous Romney delegate refuse to certify a vote count because he, like all other delegates present, witnessed massive election fraud with a rigged voting machine intentionally programmed to register votes for Romney that were actually cast for other candidates. It sounds like a third world country, but massive election fraud such as this has occurred in almost every state. If you attended the Louisiana State Convention, you witnessed the chairman being surrounded by goons and thugs and having his bones broken. Another delegate also suffered broken bones. Just 2 days ago, a delegate in Arizona was viciously attacked from behind by a Romney agent. If you attended the Oklahoma Convention, you witnessed being pushed into the parking lot in an illegal attempt to alter the outcome of the election process. In Oregon, a ballot box was stolen as the Romney agent ran to a car and drove off with the ballot box. They were videotaped, and they tried to use violence to steal the video camera. In Iowa, Romney agents secreted 20 votes to alter the outcome of the caucus. We know now that Ron Paul won Iowa. In Alaska, the Romney party chairman initiated a boycott of the convention to deny a quorum. This was a direct assault on our democracy. It was an attack upon our freedom and liberty. All of this is documented on YouTube. There is video evidence. In almost every state, similar acts of election fraud were perpetrated by the Romney campaign. A paid Romney staffer attended several conventions, handing out counterfeit delegate slates and intimidating and coercing delegates in an attempt to rape our democracy. In Alaska, a delegate was threatened inside of a school with a gun and told to vote as directed. The only nomination that Mr. Romney could receive is a fraudulent nomination. The delegates attending the Organized Crime Convention in Tampa must stop this and save our nation. We have never seen this before in our party or in our country. The Romney campaign is an organized crime syndicate. With all these videos on YouTube documenting the nationwide election fraud that you never heard of, Romney has expressed no concern whatsoever for the delegates, not one time. No, he has not. Not one time. Have you ever heard Romney express concern for the election fraud occurring in almost every state? No. And it always seems to benefit Romney, every time. Yet Ron Paul is always asking his delegates and supporters to be respectful, even as they are physically attacked and subjected to threats, intimidation, and coercion. In Massachusetts, 17 delegates, duly elected, were thrown off the delegation only because they were not Romney supporters and for no other reason. Democracy does not matter to the Romney crime machine. John McCain is a good and decent man who would not even tolerate inappropriate remarks about his opponent from his own supporters. John McCain was not a criminal. McCain won the nomination lawfully. Romney is a criminal enterprise. President Bush 41 and President Bush 43 were honorable, law-abiding candidates who cherished our democracy. Romney is a crime boss. Ronald Reagan is regarded as a hero in the Republican Party. Reagan ran a campaign to win the nomination based on inspiration and patriotism. Romney rejected Ronald Reagan. Romney is a criminal who said his views are progressive.
I think the old, standby definitions of who votes for which party have been blown away in this campaign. I think people recognize that I'm not a partisan Republican, that I'm someone who is moderate, and that my views are progressive.
Not conservative. Even though many Romney delegates are going to the convention as a result of election fraud and should not be at the organized crime convention, that does not mean that you are bad people. You did not commit the election fraud. Romney operatives from his crime syndicate committed all the election fraud, embarrassing our nation before the entire world. Now for the last straw. As Republicans and patriots, you would never vote for a candidate who supports putting U.S. citizens in concentration camps on U.S. soil with no constitutional rights, no due process of law, no courts or legal counsel, and for an indefinite period of time. This is Romney's policy, and you did not know it. Romney says just trust him to know when to ignore the Constitution. As Republicans, you know never to trust any candidate who intends to destroy the Constitution of the United States. Trust Romney? There is no such thing as a Constitution that is suspended at will by a president. That is a direct assault upon our freedom. Even as I speak, there are already more than 800 operational concentration camps built by Halliburton on U.S. soil with double barbed wire fencing to house prisoners who are U.S. citizens with no criminal charges, no courts, and no legal counsel for as long as Romney decides. Romney is evil. He has already shown his disdain for law in the fraudulent elections that he caused in nearly every state. Romney is not a choice. Many people wonder, why do Ron Paul supporters keep fighting against all odds? It is not because we differ on policies like taxes or the Ryan Plan or any traditional issue. It is because we are fighting to save our Constitution from a police state. That is why we do not quit. In addition to the more than 800 concentration camps already fully operational, there are more than 72 fusion centers spying on us with no court orders, no congressional oversight, and each fusion spy center operates independently. It is a very dangerous situation fraught with abuse. It is already confirmed that some people are listed just for supporting a particular candidate, even within the Republican Party. We must end this police state. 300 years from now, school children will learn of Ron Paul in the same stature as our founding fathers. The children will study for their history exam, and they will say, Ron Paul, liberty, freedom, he saved the Constitution. Ron Paul, liberty, freedom, he saved the Constitution. We have the best candidate since George Washington. Right now, there are drones flying over your head, spying on you with no probable cause and no court order. There are more than 800 internment camps, some underground, more than 72 fusion centers spying on you with no court order and no oversight, violating your constitutional rights with no probable cause. When they start putting people in concentration camps, that will be the end of our liberty and the end of our freedom. It will be the death of our Constitution. This is the only issue to be decided at the Organized Crime Convention in Tampa. The last line of defense standing in the way of the crime boss Romney are the 4 million members of the Freedom Team. The Freedom Team, put together by my Twitter followers. The Freedom Team supports the case. Vote for Ron Paul as if the very survival of our nation depends on it, because it does. Ron Paul is a real conservative, ranked with 100% conservative rating by several conservative groups. Unlike Romney, Ron Paul says the internment camps are unconstitutional. Of course they are unconstitutional. Putting U.S. citizens in concentration camps on U.S. soil with no court hearing, no criminal charges, no trial, and no legal counsel is all the reason you need not to vote for Romney. Our federal case and strategy is supported by the 4 million members of the Freedom Team. And we have a plan at the convention to defeat Romney and to nominate Ron Paul. You will be free to vote your conscience. Join us. Save our country. Save our Constitution. Right now, these 4 million members of the Freedom Team have started a petition at letronpaulspeak.com. Please go to letronpaulspeak.com and sign the petition. You can follow me on Twitter at USA_free_press. That's at USA_free_press. Now to Mr. Romney, I say this. Violence has been done to several delegates. They have families and loved ones. You, sir, have 5 sons. Just as their families suffer great pain when their loved ones' bones are broken, you would not want to receive a call that one of your sons was attacked. You need to get control of your out-of-control criminal enterprise. I will not tolerate anyone being hurt. You, Mr. Romney, are the problem.